Middle of the ring.
So 6th bout of the evening, another one to take Craig's particular interest because it's one of his boys in this light heavyweight contest. It's Ashley Banks from Downend taking on Dale Martin from the Royal Navy, and we'll see how this is going to develop over three-minute rounds. Bit of success for Ashley in recent weeks.
Yeah, Ash performed very well in the development championships, losing out to a very good and experienced boxer, Jordan Giles from Froome. There's my congratulations to him, progressing to the next round of the developments this week. Ash is an import to Downend, having previously boxed for the Bristol Boxing Club, and he won the Junior Development Championships a couple of years ago. Very classy, upright boxer. Currently at Cardiff University, but seconded to Bristol. He's just developing scientific engineering, so machinery for operations, that sort of thing.
He's got a bit of a shiner on his left eye at the moment as well, hasn't he?
It's largely due to one of the Demers, I should imagine.
People have been hitting him again, yeah. Okay, well anyway, he's made a good start to this one and some solid blows being landed by both. He's opposed by Dale Martin, who's a captain in the Royal Marines, who's 26 years of age, so he's had 18 bouts and Ashley 19, so both, again, in terms of experience, well matched, and they're not afraid to unleash a few decent shots, Craig.
That's right, yeah. Royal Marines captain in the Royal Marine, this young man, Dale, 25 years of age. So superbly disciplined young man to rise to those heights in a relatively short period of time. Yeah, knows his way around the boxing ring as well, it would suggest.
Yeah, but Ashley not afraid to let loose himself and turn nicely off the ropes there. Good ring craft from the Downend boy, and he's got well, they're both roughly, I get, what, 6 foot tallish, that sort of. Yeah. So they're not small specimens to manoeuvre around this ring. But it's an entertaining contest so far, and little to choose between the two of them, I suggest.
Very thoughtful contest. You imagine they're light heavies, and they're very quick at that weight. You know, when you consider light heavies 81 plus K, 81 to 91, that's big men. Yeah. They're very, very quick at this weight.
So, Banks in the white vest, coming forward, trying to dominate the centre of the ring. 10 seconds remaining. Lands a good right hand as the Navy man comes in.
Right hand over the jab.
So, good effort by both of them. Dale Martin, the Navy captain, as you say, Craig. He's just taking a little bit of advice in there, but he won't probably have met somebody who's tested him quite as much as Ashley did in that first round, I suggest. Bear in mind they've only had a relatively few number of fights between them.
Yeah, that's right. It's one of those. It's breath of fresh air. The standard here at Bristol Sporting Club tonight has been very, very good, very high. Especially had a few novice contests as well, and this one's no exception. You know, 19 bouts to 18. That's really beginners, but you can see the subtleties there, the draw in, the feints, you know, followed by an absolute rocket of a shot. Yeah. You know, the guy that said it was chest with muscles was absolutely right, and this is what the guys are exhibiting tonight.
So Ashley Banks dancing on his toes, start of the second round. Banks in the white vest for the Western Counties against Dale Martin in the navy blue for the Royal Navy. Banks with his guard up high, both just fencing for the opening. Good right hand from Banks, just throwing out the jab and then trying the right hand over the top of the Navy guard, going down below next time, but didn't land. It is very much like a fencing contest just at this moment. The parry, feinting, coming in and then trying to land the thrusting punch.
It's great standard, Nigel, great standard.
It's a real tactical, mental battle, this, isn't it? You can intensity in their eyes, both of them, just watching what's coming and planning what they're going to throw themselves. Working very hard. Ken Brain calls the break, but they're straight back into it. Good footwork by Martin for the Navy there, just got out of the way.
As you can see, Nigel, the amount of shots that are actually landing are very few.
Yeah.
Testament to very good defence and very good schooling.
Yeah, they're both good, lots of good footwork being shown, and a lot of the punches just falling on the guard, on the gloves, being parried away. Look at the intensity in the eyes of Banks there.
Good try, and again.
And it's a game of dare almost, isn't it? Because you know you've got a shot yourself, but it's leaving yourself open on the way in.
You've got the trigger. Ash is trying to trigger his man, trigger him off to bring him into the long right hand. And you can see the front foot fencing. And then all of a sudden the Marine steps on the gas that bit more. Goes with a two-phase attack. It's wonderful to watch.
So do you reckon my analogy of fencing was a good one then, dear?
It's a fantastic one, because that's exactly what we call it. When we go for the defence, when you go for the feints, just as the captain did there, that's what it's called fencing.
Have you ever tried that, getting them to actually do proper fencing? It might be a good training aid, mightn't it?
Well, in my previous life at Bristol Academy of Sport, the lads actually did train with a fencing master, because the parallels are quite similar, Nigel.
Well, you and I are clearly on the same wavelength, and I'm more intelligent than I thought I was.
I wouldn't go that far.
You don't know how low opinion I had of myself. Going to the end of the round anyway. And we'll try and get some fencing puns in here.
Big finish.
Yeah. So he's come to the end of the second round. He hasn't managed to foil anybody.
No.
Not a blade in sight. I was going to say it's an epic fight. It's more an épée fight.
That's right.
Yeah, that's all the fencing puns I can think of.
And I've just thought of one about the field of play that the fencing is performed on, but that's probably not
No.
for here.
We won't do that one though. Okay, so they've no swords in the third and final round coming up. What does Ashley Banks do to nail the win?
To be fair, Nigel, I really do think he needs to put his foot on the gas and sign off on it. This is closer than what you might think. Each shot is being cancelled out by the other, being returned, cancelled in turn. So it's the ones that have just snuck in between there. And it's an art form. You can imagine the concentration on the officials' faces to judge something like this. It is so tense and the margins are so narrow. But again, I think for my money it is quite close, but I think Ashley at this stage is in front.
Okay, I haven't got a clue at the moment. I'm sitting firmly on the fence. On the fence.
Oh, that's nice. That's great.
That's good, isn't
Seamless.
it? And Ashley Banks certainly not looking like a plank. Right, enough of that. Let's go on with the boxing. So Martin for the Navy, throwing out that jab again. He's just looking to see what Banks is going to throw, and Banks winding up that right hand and then landed a solid jab. Yeah, he's trying to unload now.
Again, fence in there, but the Marine wouldn't be foiled.
Yep. So Banks certainly the one trying to take the initiative in this final round. Putting a bit more power into the shots as well, I think, than he was in the earlier stages. Good one to the solar plexus there. So, but what he really wants is that right hand round the guard, isn't it? He's just trying to open his man up if he can, but he's not afraid to go to the body if he needs to.
Screw shot as he comes. Bring him up, good boy, bring him up.
So some good shots by Banks, but very tidy from Martin on his way in for the Navy. Martin actually trying to close the ring down now.
Sign off now, sign off.
Good exchange between the two of them. I'm not sure who landed the the harder in that little exchange.
It's half a dozen of 1/6 of the other all the way here, Nigel.
Yeah.
Sign off.
Good
Sign
pace
off.
to it as well. Really could all still be up for grabs in this. It might just be the last 30 seconds that sways the whole contest here. Could imagine they were level after 2 rounds. Who's going to take the final one? Right hand from Banks again, goes downstairs with the next one.
Double that jab on the way out. Double the jab. Double the jab. Double the jab. Double the jab.
Who's going to be the busier fighter in the closing stages? Nice footwork by Banks, dances out of trouble. Good work by both boxers here. So difficult to split them really. Into the closing seconds, good solid right hand by Banks again. 10 seconds remaining, big finish required. Who's going to get there? Swinging left, misses from Banks. And there is the bell to end it. And that certainly deserves the applause that's coming from everyone here, including Craig alongside me. And I really couldn't split them myself on that one.
Quality bout, and it's just a shame that there has to be a loser, but a quality contest, well worth the price of admission on itself.
Yep. Well, we can't decide, so let's leave it to the judges to give the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, please offer number 6, the unanimous decision to Banks in the red corner.
So you got yourself sorted out there, that rust is off. Forget about it, buddy.
Just wait a little bit more. He's been sweating me up. Big press together then. That's it. And one more.